Hey guys, this is John Broussard. How's it going? Hope everybody's having a good day. Laptop. These are little tips here to keep you from having to repeat and make these companies rich. Um, a lot of times, if you got a laptop that ain't 15, 20 years old, I'm talking about like you see 5 years or so, 6 years. Um, a lot of times, all you need is RAM upgrade. Um, I'm fixing to upgrade this one here. I purchased this laptop about 3 years ago. It's already ran out of RAM, and I got to upgrade it. Now, you can either chunk this and go buy another one. That's what they're hoping you to do. Or you can buy a RAM and install it yourself and save money. All these price increases and all that, break away from that stuff. Start learning some of this stuff and not getting too deep in it, but start doing stuff yourself. I purchased this 16 gigs of RAM right here for $50. If I take it to another technician, they're going to charge me hourly fees and all that. And the time I get in there, I might be $250 to $300. That's half this laptop. This thing only costs $50 to upgrade, and I do it myself, and it's free. So I'll pass this along to anybody else. But a lot of times that as the internet gets better, increases and all that every year, and things change and stuff, it requires more RAM. And if you don't have $1,500 to buy a gaming laptop or whatever, or big high end, they'll have all that RAM in there. Eventually, you might they might run into it where they need more RAM. This is not a high end. This is $600 at an average computer, but it's already ran out of RAM. Now they'll charge you to upgrade RAM, sometimes a couple $100, even from the manufacturer. And I'm going to show you on the back side of this stuff how to do it, and show you the shortcuts that they're taking or to get you to send this unit in so they can get that money off of you from Dell or whatever. This is a Dell product. But your RAM most of the time on laptops or towers are a little different, but they're the same. The chips in the towers a lot of times are bigger. But the laptops, everything's more compressed, so they have to make things smaller in there and fit in there. But they used to make covers underneath these laptops, and you get to get access to them. I guess some of them maybe still do, but I'm gonna show you why. Here we go. We're gonna flip this bad boy over. Power your computer down, turn it off, do the software, let it power down and do all those things. And then we're gonna flip this around. And you can kind of see it's open here. And so I already took the cover off, but some computers might have it, mine don't. I usually keep a laptop for anywhere from 8 to 10 years, as far as I can upgrade it to. And when it stops, then I'll go buy one. So I don't go buy one every 3 years, 2 years, and give them $600 and all that. Not for a $50 part for this particular situation. So they used to have little openings right here on the side, and where you could just open it up or undo the screws, a little window, and then you could put your RAM in there. But you see how they went all the way around this direction? They put screws and sealed everything and left no access holes to the components to upgrade. So they're hoping that you will send this in and do that and have them do it. Just take the screws out. There's screws right around here. Do a little research if you have to, a little bit more in depth, but it's worth the money. And take the screws out. You know, I got a couple of these tools. You can get some of this stuff at Harbor Freight if you're a baller on a budget. These little plastic tools to pop the sides off with. Little pick tools, Harbor Freight. These are just cheap. I've had them for years. And so you look in here, you got battery, you got the fan, the cooling fan here. I guess the old hard drive here. This is an SD. This doesn't have a, it's a solid state drive. You can see other components in here, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and stuff. But these are your RAM right here. And this is where you would upgrade. And if you open it up, you can kind of see, it tells you kind of in a way of what the RAM is. DDR only accepts DDR4. So that you can't put DDR5 in here, I do believe, but I'm not an expert on these, but I've just replaced them over the years and worked on them, a little bit. But these are your RAM upgrades, and so you can, if you look up the specs on your computer, kind of Google a little bit and find out what's the maximum RAM you can put on your computer. Then either do your maximum RAM. If it tells you you can only put 16 gigs of RAM in there, then upgrade it to 16 gigs of RAM. Max it out if you can. This one will take up to 120 gigs or 135 gigs of RAM. That's a lot compared to back in the old days. In Madisonville, Texas, when I worked there, we didn't use as much RAM. But they're not bad at all, simple to take out and put in. And they only go in one way. If you notice, this is an 8 gig card right here. See how there's one side don't have chips on this one side? See, this one has chips on this side. And I flip it over and it has chips on that side. So what they've done is took 8 gigs on this side and 8 gigs on this side and just put them all on one chip. And so, but to put these in, they only go in one way. And you look at the slots, each one of these little slots in here, those are conductors, each port. And as you put it in, you'll put it in at a 30 degree or at a slight angle, and you'll feel it go in. And see, it's raised. I got raised. And I'm feeling it as I'm pushing it in there. I'm feeling it. I'm not forcing it. I'm feeling it, gliding it in there. All right. And it slipped in there. Then you push down, and it locks. It locks on these little locking tabs right here. Bam. That's an upgrade right there. That's 16 gigs plus 8, and that gives me over 20-something gigs there. I use my old one and just threw another one in there. If I want to take the old one out, pop these little tabs on the side right here. See how it already pops up for you? Right there. Wiggle it. Just pull it out. But make sure when you put them in there, this is just another thing, is don't if you just barely get it in there like that and you still see that copper kind of, that gold still out like that, give it a little hard, just a tad bump, and make it disappear. Let's restab this one. I see it hanging out a little bit more. So it's bottomed out. I can feel it. I'll push down, lock it back down. See, that's a different manufacturer. See how that one's sticking out a little bit more than this one? The one might be a little longer than the other on the gold there on the conductors. And push that in, and then we'll lock it down. And then boom, that's your upgrade. This will make this thing last another 4 or 5 years. If I don't have any other major issues with any of this stuff. I blow these out, keep the dust out of them, every probably 6 months or something. I don't use laptops on real dusty areas because that sucks all this up and it's going to make this thing run hot, and things can happen. So be cautious of when I use it and how I do it. And then all I got to do is put my cover back on, put my screws in, bam, I'm ready to go. $50. They'll charge you probably $250, $300 for it. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.